Okay, I think this episode might get a little wild. We'll have to see, but here's my idea. I've been wondering how to take this bridge, these bridges, to the other side of Seabury, north of this river, creek, stream, river. I have been trying this multiple times. In fact, I have done 3 episodes since my last attempt off camera. And it's always involved just figuring out this intersection with this intersection and just making it all work. So here's my crazy idea. I'm removing this. I'm going to slide all of this over to here. And we're going to come up and go across Archer Meadows, in between Archer Meadows and Rusty Square instead. And I'm going to bring this bridge across and probably connect it closer to here, to Old Route 10. If that, this might all be elevated and Garland Street will no longer exist. Now, just before I get to there, there's no bus routes going right there. The train routes down here. This could do well, I think. And this actually, I have quite a bit of room here to connect it to Route 10, to really bring these two together. Now, what that's going to end up doing is Route 17 is going to come this way and butt into Route 10. And then this section here will be Route 10 / Route 17. And then Route 17 will continue going that way. I know, it's a bit crazy. We'll have to see what happens. But I want to do it. I want to try it. Oh, not here. Here. So there's no time like the present to just start ripping things away and figuring it out. So let's go ahead and just rip out Garland Street here. We're going to lose some businesses. That's expected. And we'll leave these other streets here for now. I'll go ahead and get rid of that surface also. So let's focus on building out this bridge and intersection. The only thing I haven't really thought about is how the bridge is going to come into here. Will it come directly into here, or do I need to actually take Route 10 down? Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm just going to pause the game real quick. You know me, I don't like to pause much if I don't have to. I'm going to take this down underneath and connect it up to here again. Somebody in this video, if I don't rebuild that park or redo anything with that park or tell you I have plans for that park, let me know in the comments. If you also remember at the end. That'll be the key for both of us, for all of us to remember what I do and don't do. Okay, so that is better. Route 10 is a little bit... Remember how Route 10 kind of just came up and everything had to come up, butt up into Route 10? Now it's more level. That is ideal. Old Route 10. Okay, so now we're going to take a bridge almost basically to Route 10, and then we'll have to create some, ramps. And I think to do that, I'm going to have to rip this out as well. Sorry, Camellia Street. All you residents here, but we're gonna have to eminent domain some of you, And I might build that section of the neighborhood up again. Again, we'll see. Let's get this bridge into place and send it over just to get it in place to here and figure that out from there. So we're going to take a highway bridge, and I think what I'm going to do here, let's bring this across first. Do I need to send it out and then, actually, I really just need the bridge aspect here, and then that could be an elevated segment. It doesn't need to be a bridge all the way through. Duh. So let's take this here. Does that look good? I think that looks good. It's plenty high enough for any boats coming through. I think that would look good. Yeah. Okay, so now let's take a look and try to get the highway segments to connect. All right, so we're gonna see how this does here. You might have noticed I went with a 7-lane async road to give a dedicated turn lane over here. I also bumped this up to a 2x1 async road all the way down to our next collector street of Washington Street. So hopefully that mediates some of the traffic congestion that's coming off of this Walnut Street exit. This is a little weird, so I'm gonna just see if I can change some of this with manipulation mode just to make this a little bit smoother. Yeah, there we go. This back just a little bit. Probably should turn off left-hand turns on there, but it's only that area. So, okay. What we are, oh, and I dug old Route 10 underneath Walnut Street, so it wasn't causing problems there as well. So I do kind of want to raise this up just a tad bit. That is a huge drop off, and I can maybe even put a ramp. Probably a lot better there. Okay, let's just do a little bit of terraforming and get this kind of matched up here. What this might also do is I could take another collector street down like Hazelwood and butt it up into this collector here, Old Route 10, or just a regular street, I guess, instead of an alleyway. I think is what I'm gonna do. Upgrade this. We're gonna destroy some buildings, of course. What can I not destroy there? There we go. Yeah. And then we'll just take that road right through here. Meet up to Old Route 10. So that gives another way to get out of this area, which should be good. Okay, so back to the task at hand, getting this solved. Which we got our highway ramps figured out here for the most part. Maybe just a little bit of adjustments. Looks pretty good right there. So like I said, let's get back to here at the task at hand. We need to connect this. So what I did here is created a little ramp to get off onto Walnut Street way back here, and that's also going to connect with old Route 17. So this one is going to actually come to the right, and then hopefully Route 17 will just connect and go through. But they also have the chance to get off here. So what I'm going to do here is probably make this a 3-lane. Going into a roundabout is a little crazy. That's a bit crazy, but here we are. We are crazy. So, and then I want to bring this as straight as possible, actually. So what I'm gonna do here is now with that in place, I'm gonna move everything over. Just slide this over. So it's a little bit more in line there, so I can just take it right off. There we go, that didn't break much. A little bit of clipping issues there. Can be solved by doing that. A little bit of texture issues. Can I solve that by doing something here? Yes. Obviously, let's get these trees out of here. And let's finish this up. Now, over here, we probably are going to want to bring this into a 2-lane so we're not just slamming right into the side of here, but let's see what we can do just right off the cuff. Bringing that straight in. At 180, and then let's see about doing this a 2-lane. Let's see what snapping does for us. Okay, and then maybe make this a 5-laner right behind a subdivision. We're going to take this a little bit further. And just bring that all the way through. And sorry, house, you're being destroyed. We'll worry about sound barriers and all that because that highway right there is not ideal for some of these homes. Everything is connected, right? Everything can get out into Walnut. So if we're coming from Route 17, we can go east. We can go west. Had to figure that out. And if we're going west, if you're in the left lane, you can continue going west. And if you're on the right lane, you can actually get off at Walnut. If you're way back here, you can then get off at Walnut or continue on if you really wanted to. Maybe I should split that. Prevent some traffic. Actually, I might do that. And then you can get on to I-17 or Route 17, and then here you can get off of Route 17. If you're coming from Walnut, you have to make a very hard cut to get over. So you need to get over 2 lanes of traffic to continue on. That one, I don't see a lot of traffic getting off here. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, because that might need some adjustments. What I am going to do is split what is now Deerfield Highway up a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do here is take this 2-laner all the way through, disconnected from here. We'll take a 2-laner here that will split for two different one-ways, and one will connect up into Walnut. And I'll make this transition just a little better. So let's get rid of this. Okay. Buddy, you fell off and spun out. That's awkward. Okay, I think that's gonna wrap this intersection up, hopefully. Traffic's looking pretty good. Old Route 10. To get onto Old Route 10 from Walnut, you now have to go basically down through here. Connected various other points. I could do just like a simple little on and off ramp, but I think it's fine to just have an overpass over it for now. So I guess the next and last bit of this is just going to be detailing this whole area up and making this look pretty nice and just built in. So I'm going to go into a time lapse, get this all done, and we'll do just a quick overview at the very end. Okay, so it looks like we've got this pretty much detailed up. For as much as I really want to get done today, there's just a little bit more things I could do. Just add a couple more textures to like this area to kind of round it out a little better. Maybe add some foliage there as well, but for the most part, this is looking pretty good. I'm just gonna add a texture to this whole area here along Old Route 10. Area. Yeah, that's a little better. It adds just a little bit of a different texture there. Probably gonna do that same right here as well. Give it just a little bit of a rock bed. I'm probably gonna bring some businesses out along Old Route 10 just to kind of fill this in a little bit. So we'll see. You might have noticed I was taking a look at some of these buildings. It looks like the Japanese pack didn't really, the region pack didn't really update or load fully. Well, actually, maybe that's just the way the buildings are. And maybe they're starting to load. I don't think they're fully loading. Maybe they are. Is that just what the roofs look like? If so, they look like white boxes from way up here. They still do. I thought that they weren't loading correctly. The game updated last night and with the new pack, so I was thinking, oh, maybe this is part of that, but it's not. It looks like that's just what they're supposed to look like. Okay, so this is done. I mean, this major intersection is done. The big heart vein through our city here. What needs to be done is that. So we're gonna just get this worked out here. Gonna do a little bit of terraforming here and just get this smoothened out. I'm gonna say that's pretty. Okay. Never mind. I thought we were looking so good. We're not. Man, I thought I was doing great. Oh man. City Skylines, just change a little bit, man. Just get that figured out. Why can't we get this figured out? Why can't I do that? Shouldn't have to make this many modifications to a bridge. That's not even remotely what I want. Let's try to get this up to the same height. Pretty close. I think that's going to be still too close, unfortunately. Just move it to just, well, actually, do I? Maybe just a tad. That's fine. I'll fix that down there. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. Can I get this to connect? 180. Might be it right there. Might be it. It is. It is. It looks great. And then down to the 2-lane. So let's just, I don't necessarily, do I want to elevate this whole thing? Yeah, because if I do bring stuff over here, I want to take stuff under the bridge. So we'll go ahead and just make this an elevated segment as a bridge. I do like seeing bridges that are start way back. I might actually, no, I'm going to make some of this. We'll go to this point. I'm going to have to do something to, All right, guys, we're going to watch me break this for the sake of, oh, can I just add a node there? Nope. That works. Yeah. Okay, so that is now loaded up with a massive forest. And now we just need to connect here. So let's go ahead and just do that. A simple connection. There. And what we're gonna do so we can be a little bit humane about this is just go ahead and, oh yeah, sorry dude. There. Okay, so the next thing I really got to focus on is this train bridge and how to bring this in, but I think I'm going to leave it for now and try to build this area out on probably the next video. Finally, or to the downtown area. So I'll probably start working on this and see how I can merge all of this train traffic through. I might bring this as an elevated train segment for a little bit, but I want to get it off this island. So I'm gonna have to figure that part out and see where we're gonna go, whether I take it under, like a gradual underground under the river and then back up, or do I just go, it might be a little bit too tight. The other option is to bring it down through here, bring it over, and then along this line, even though I want to use this for some downtown area, but it might be realistic to get a train line down here anyway. So especially if we want to go from up here all the way down. So that's the next piece here on what I need to focus on doing. So let's get this all routed up. This is not Route 17. This is Route 10, right? No, that was Route 17. Yes. Okay, so this is the bad thing about City Skylines is the naming. So we're looking at Route 17 here, which goes to there, but I want it to really end there. So what I'm gonna have to do is, this is gonna be Route 10 for now. Because eventually I want Route 17 to come up, come through here, and then Route 17 will go back up there. Route 10 right now is going to be this whole loop just because of how the game is, but I'm going to end up taking this through. So Route 10 will just continue on. So we'll be fine for now. This will just be Route 10 for now. Okay, so right along here, I think I'm gonna go run some businesses, maybe some office buildings, and just get that kind of zoned up. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Okay, so remember when I said hopefully this takes care of the traffic problem? It's 8:30 at night and we are seeing an increased level of traffic because of, I think because of this roundabout. It's not, I mean, yeah, that's where the traffic jam is. So might have to figure that out because this is causing a huge backup. Let's just look. Yeah, oh, they're going to there. They're in the wrong lane, really. It's delivery van. I might need to remove parking from this street as well, just so we can kind of get a sense of what's going on here. Maybe throw some trees down, some grassy medians. got rid of parking. Okay. I need to throw a parking garage actually down, maybe right here. Some kind of parking facility. It's a big guy right here. Will it do the job? There's another parking lot right there. Maybe I just need to destroy this parking lot and put a garage down instead. I think I'm gonna need to do that. It's gonna get rid of these guys back here too, though. And then maybe actually I can put a different kind of building here. Let's go with some commercial. I'm gonna just let this play out, see what it does. If it's a long-term problem, then yeah, that's gonna suck. But we'll try that out and see what that does here. I think this is gonna need to be fixed though, because look at this. This is a stoplight. Yeah, this is gonna have to get replaced, which means I'm gonna have to redo this exit a little bit because this dips down when I don't have it as that. So we're gonna call this an episode. This is a great start to the new city, and soon we will actually get into our downtown and start building up an actual skyline. We have our little different pockets of a skyline right now, and that's fine. But this is, like I said, this downtown is going to end up be called, like, it's going to get called Old Town or whatever. We might do some renames of some things, get things really set into place, and work on the downtown the next episode. So thanks all for watching, listening, and subscribing. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, get the notifications every time I release a new episode. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one, and until then, goodbye.